So this is the kayak I got. I'll make a quick video before I have to go to work. I just did a quick opening of it. One of the reasons I like this kayak is it has a molded in handle instead of those that are kind of bolted down and screwed. That's one of the reasons. Kind of got a wide cockpit. It is adjustable foot pegs, which is better for paddling. It actually has a place here for setting the paddle. Not 100% sure what those are. I think it's some kind of screw accessory. There's your separ holes here for drain self-bailing. It has 2 rod holders, not really deep, but it does, and it has a cargo net. It has another handle here. It's a pretty good brand. Like I said, it's only 39 pounds in weight. It has this is the hole design. It's kind of flattish, but we'll have to really put that to the test. There's where your separ holes, self-bailing. It doesn't have, I don't think, let me double check. No, it doesn't have a bulkhead on either side, which is a bulkhead is like a air pocket, so to speak, for buoyancy. It's not real deep. It does have, this is your secondary, like when it tips over, your secondary stability. You have your primary and secondary stability. I'll probably get some better. Yeah, this is plenty spacious enough for paddling. I mean, I think it's like 300 and something, 325 pound weight capacity, which it's for bow hunting for me. For areas I need a lightweight kayak. And somebody said, well, how do you plan on getting a 275 pound deer out if it's that much? I got a solution for that, and we'll go over that later. But anyways, this was like $600. I ordered it off Amazon, but I did a lot of research on them before. I went to several places. There's a lot of nice kayaks that kind of would serve my purpose, but I haven't really used the kayak in the area, in the sloughs where I plan to hunt, and there may be areas where I have to actually get out of the kayak and drag it a ways and get back into another area where there's water, and some of the other kayaks maybe twice this weight. Higher weight capacity and stuff, nice, and more expensive, some of them, not too much. That Oldstown that I had in another video, it was 77 pounds, but only $700, only $100 more. But it was, that's quite a bit. It may not track as well. If this doesn't track as good, like that means when you paddle, it can stay straight instead of turns to one way or the other when you actually take a stroke. You can add skegs or a rudder to help it track better. So there are things you can do to improve that. Usually a little bit longer kayak will track better, but this may be fine. But it's, one of the main pros of this one is, those pontoons on the Greenbrier were way heavier than this. This one's pretty relatively flat, and it shouldn't be too difficult if you did capsize it to actually roll it back over or flip it back over, and I'll actually show you how to do that. There's a very easy way to do it, and because this is not a complete, like a sit on top fishing kayak that completely self-bails, which means it won't sink, you need to take like a bilge pump. You can get a good one that's decent for about $25 from Amazon. It'll serve the same purpose. They claim these seats are pretty comfortable. Again, I don't know, but you can get gel inserts and remedy that. This ain't like camo, but I mean it's not a bad looking color kayak for the summertime like fishing. I did see where someone did add an actual, on this same model, a trolling motor. You have your drain plugs here if you need to. But I mean, and when you're in a kayak like this, you know, people concerned about tipping over. But the thing with this kayak, based on people that had it, this actual design's been out for a while. They rename them. But let's see. Does it even say? Okay, sound 9.5. It don't have rail mounting systems, which is neat with a lot of the other ones. You can buy some rails off Amazon and make your own little railing kit. See, I wanted to kind of mount my bow up here in case when I'm actually paddling in, I actually see a deer. It's right there in front of me instead of back here. So we'll see about that. But when you're in a kayak like this, you want to kind of leave your hips loose, you know. And you know, so that's one thing. And I mean, I haven't tested it if you were actually fishing in it to do that, you know. But I think due to the way the hull is relatively flat, it should be pretty stable. Tracking again, the more of a V-type shape, the better it cuts through the water. It's faster. It'll be a little faster. But I can add what they call skegs, it's like a rudder to it, or an actual rudder to maybe improve that if it comes to that. But yeah, I did see someone put a little trolling motor on the back. So you can do that. You got to customize your own bracket, but you can do that with this if I wanted to. Now, Wisconsin, for a kayak without a motor, you don't need to register. Now, if you put a motor on it, I don't know if a trolling motor would be considered a motor to where you have to have actual registration. But yeah, I'm not sure what this right here is for yet. Maybe just for this water to run out. But yeah, I mean, I like this aspect of it. You can tie your rope here to drag it if you want to. I just couldn't find anything else. There wasn't a whole lot of other kayaks that fit this the criteria I was looking for. But I'll show you how I plan on getting an actual deer out if I take one, Lord willing. Because you're not going to throw it in here. I mean, you could and drag it, but I don't know that would be what I would do. But I have a remedy for that, and I'll show you and talk about that later in another video. So I got to get ready and get to work. So I'll see you again next time here on the ground.